You know, it's difficult to see young talents whose lives have ended prematurely. We remember Judith Bart, the sweet young voice that still echoes in beloved animations, touching hearts to this day. Then there was Heather O'Rourke, the sweet actress from Poltergeist, who became the voice of a generation with her haunting performances. Corey Haim, whose raw charisma made him unforgettable, a spark extinguished far too soon. Unfortunately, these stars are just a few on a longer list of child actors taken too soon, and these are the famous child actors that died young. Cameron Boyce. Cameron Boyce was more than just a performer. He was a light that brought joy to everyone around him. Whether he was dancing, acting, or singing, he poured his heart into everything he did, leaving an indelible mark on fans and friends alike. Known for his vibrant role in Disney Channel's Descendants franchise and his unforgettable performance in Adam Sandler's comedy Grown Ups, Cameron had a rare talent that seemed effortless, yet deeply genuine. In July 2019, the world was shaken by the news of Cameron's sudden passing at only 20 years old. He died from an epileptic seizure, a condition he had been quietly managing since his diagnosis at 16. His family shared that he had experienced only a few seizures before, which made his death all the more unexpected and heartbreaking. Though he left us too soon, Cameron's legacy lives on, not just in his work, but in the awareness he raised about epilepsy and the inspiration he gave to young people to pursue their dreams. His life may have been short, but the impact he made was immense, a testament to his boundless energy, kindness, and creative spirit. Judith Bart.
I love you.
You may not recognize Judith Bart's face right away, but her voice is unforgettable to so many of us. As the sweet, innocent voice of Ducky in The Land Before Time and Anne-Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven, Judith touched hearts everywhere, even as a child. She wasn't only a voice actor. She played Thea Brody in Jaws, The Revenge, the young daughter of Martin and Carla Brody, portrayed by Roy Scheider and Lorraine Gary. Judith was born in the U.S. to Hungarian immigrants, Joseph and Maria, who had fled Hungary after the 1956 uprising. Her career took off quickly, and her natural talent and charm made her a favorite in the industry. Yet, while her star was rising, Judith's home life was becoming darker. Her father, Joseph, struggled with alcoholism and became increasingly abusive, making terrifying threats against his family. Tragically, in 1988, just before All Dogs Go to Heaven was released, her father took both her life and her mother's, later setting their home on fire. Those who knew and worked with her were devastated. Don Bluth, who directed her last two films, shared how her loss deeply affected everyone at the studio. "We couldn't listen to the voice," he remembered. "Everybody would start tearing up, so it stopped everything for a while." Today, Judith's gravestone honors her sweet character, engraved with Ducky's joyful catchphrase, "Yep, yep, yep." It's a small reminder of the joy she brought to so many. Heather O'Rourke. Heather O'Rourke was a child star, taken too soon at only 12 years old. Discovered in the MGM commissary by Steven Spielberg, whose casual encounter resulted in the casting of her in the classic horror flick Poltergeist, she is remembered best as Carol Ann Freeling in Poltergeist and its sequels, Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, and Poltergeist 3. A memorable line from her, "They're here," and became one of the most recognizable lines in cinema, as well as earning a spot on the American Film Institute's list of the greatest movie quotes of the 20th century. O'Rourke appeared as the charming and talented star of nearly every home TV show you ever watched before her big break: Webster, Leave It to Beaver, Happy Days. But a tragic turn of events brought her budding career to an end. O'Rourke started suffering from health problems in 1987, just months prior to the filming of Poltergeist 3, and was incorrectly diagnosed with Crohn's disease, a chronic inflammatory condition. But her real ailment is a bowel blockage that had been there for years that wasn't diagnosed until it was far too late. She was hospitalized after collapsing on the 31st of January 1988. Septic shock followed surgery to clear the blockage, and O'Rourke died of cardiac arrest. The tragic loss of Heather O'Rourke at such a young age sent shockwaves through the entertainment world and left her fans heartbroken. Anton Yelchin. Anton Yelchin found success early on, landing standout roles at just 12 years old in Along Came a Spider and Hearts in Atlantis. Many child actors struggle to find steady work as they grow up, but not Anton. His career only picked up steam, leading to powerful performances like the troubled Zach Mazurski in Alpha Dog 2006. Then came his big moment in 2009 when he brought a fresh, beloved energy to Pavel Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot, winning the hearts of fans and carving out a special place in Hollywood. But tragically, Anton's life was cut short in June 2016 in a freak accident that left everyone stunned. At just 27, he was killed when his Jeep Grand Cherokee, reportedly due to a design flaw, rolled back in his driveway, pinning him against a brick gate. The world lost a bright star that day, and his absence is still felt deeply by his fans and colleagues. River Phoenix was just 23 when his promising life was tragically cut short outside West Hollywood's Viper Room. As the older brother of Joaquin Phoenix, River carved his own path in Hollywood early on, wowing audiences as a child star with unforgettable performances like his role in Stand By Me. He even played a young Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, mirroring Harrison Ford's charisma with ease. As he grew older, River pushed boundaries with critically acclaimed roles, especially in My Own Private Idaho, where he delivered a performance that truly showcased his depth as an actor. But in the early hours of October 31st, 1993, River's life came to a heartbreaking end. After collapsing outside the Viper Room, he experienced multiple seizures on the sidewalk before being rushed by ambulance to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. He arrived at 1:34 a.m. in cardiac arrest, without a pulse or blood pressure, and efforts to revive him were tragically unsuccessful. He was pronounced dead at 1:51 a.m. Fire Captain Ray Rybar, who was one of the paramedics that night, shared that his death seemed like the classic cocaine overreaction. It just nails some people and stops the heart. River's passing left a void in the world of film, but his talent and spirit continue to live on through the roles he played and the inspiration he left behind. Corey Haim became a star at just 16, winning over fans with unforgettable performances in The Lost Boys and Dream a Little Dream. Alongside his friend Corey Feldman, the two became known as the Two Coreys, an iconic pair who were among the most adored heartthrobs of the 1980s. But behind Corey's fame was a difficult reality. As a young star, he was exposed to Hollywood's darker side, including pressures and temptations that led him into struggles with substance abuse, a battle that followed him into adulthood. Corey's life was a challenging one. He not only fought addiction, but also reportedly endured painful experiences within the industry, including alleged abuse. He tried, time and again, to overcome his struggles. Yet sadly, in 2010, Corey passed away at the age of 38 from complications related to pneumonia. The autopsy suggested his years of drug use may have contributed to an enlarged heart, which likely played a role in his early death. Corey's story serves as a poignant reminder of the hidden hardships that so often come with early fame, a legacy that speaks to both his talent and the silent battles he faced. Matthew Garber is perhaps best remembered for his charming portrayal of Michael Banks in Disney's beloved classic Mary Poppins, where he starred alongside the enchanting Julie Andrews. Despite his talent, he only appeared in 3 films during his short career. In addition to Mary Poppins, he featured in The 3 Lives of Thomasina and The Gnome Mobile, both alongside his co-star Karen Dotrice. Tragically, Matthew's life was cut short after he contracted hepatitis while in India in 1976. By the time he returned to the UK, the illness had taken a severe toll on his health. On June 13, 1977, he passed away at just 21 years old due to hemorrhagic necrotizing pancreatitis. His untimely death was a heartbreaking loss for those who loved his work, and it marked the end of a promising young talent. Today, his legacy lives on in the hearts of fans who cherish the magic he brought to the screen. Lee Thompson Young made a name for himself in Hollywood at an impressively young age. At just 13, he landed the lead role in Disney Channel's The Famous Jet Jackson, where he showcased his remarkable talent. His career continued to flourish with appearances in films like Friday Night Lights and Akeelah and the Bee, which helped solidify his place as a rising star in the industry. However, behind the scenes, Lee faced significant personal struggles. He battled mental health issues, including bipolar disorder and clinical depression, which he kept largely private. In August 2013, when he didn't show up for a taping of Rizzoli and Isles, worried police conducted a welfare check at his home in Los Angeles. Tragically, they discovered that he had passed away from what was reported as a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In the wake of this heartbreaking loss, Lee's family took meaningful action to promote mental health awareness by founding the Thompson Young Foundation. This organization is dedicated to dispelling the stigma surrounding mental illness and providing support for those in need. Through this initiative, Lee's legacy lives on, extending beyond his impressive achievements on screen to help others facing similar challenges. Nikita Pearl Walligwa charmed audiences with her heartfelt performance in Disney's Queen of Katwe, the inspiring story of a young Ugandan girl's journey to becoming a chess champion. Though her time on screen was brief, she brought a warmth and authenticity that resonated deeply, even sharing scenes with Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o. Nikita's talent shone brightly, making her a standout presence in the film. Sadly, behind her radiant smile, Nikita was fighting a challenging battle with a brain tumor. On February 15, 2020, at just 15 years old, she passed away from complications, leaving family, friends, and fans heartbroken. Her strength and spirit, both on screen and off, left a lasting impression that continues to be felt by all who were touched by her talent and resilience. Sawyer Sweeten. Sawyer Sweeten rose to fame as Jeffrey Barone on the beloved sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond, where he shared the screen with his twin brother, Sullivan Sweeten, for an impressive 9 seasons. His talent also shone through in a guest appearance on Even Stevens, where he played Milton in the episode All About Yvette. Additionally, he had a role in the film Frank McCluskey, CI, portraying young Frank McCluskey. In April 2015, Sawyer passed away just 19 days before his 20th birthday from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His death shocked and saddened those who knew and loved him. In the aftermath, his real-life and on-screen sister, Madeline Sweeten, made a heartfelt plea for people to reach out to the ones you love, underscoring the vital importance of connection and support during tough times. Sawyer's untimely departure left a deep void in the hearts of his family, fans, and co-stars, a reminder of the struggles that can often go unseen. Billy Laughlin. A troubling number of cast members from Our Gang faced tragic and premature deaths, leading many to speculate that the show might be cursed, reminiscent of the infamous Poltergeist franchise. Other alumni, like Carl Switzer and Scotty Beckett, also died young, which only deepened this eerie perception. Billy Laughlin, known for his role as Froggy, initially enjoyed a typical teenage life after the series ended. However, his bright future was cut short in a heartbreaking accident. In late summer 1948, while he was riding his motor scooter with a friend on their morning paper route, Laughlin collided with an oncoming truck. He tragically succumbed to his injuries in the hospital, passing away at just 16 years old. His untimely death only added to the somber legacy of the show, serving as a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the fragility of youth. Rob Knox. Once you've been a part of a Harry Potter film, you become a lasting part of cinematic history for millions around the globe. Actor Rob Knox captured hearts with his portrayal of Marcus Belby, a student at Hogwarts in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. He was set to reprise his role in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, but tragically, he passed away before filming began. Knox also had other credits to his name, including an uncredited role as an extra in the historical adventure film King Arthur and a cameo as himself in the television series Trust Me, I'm a Teenager. At just 18 years old, Knox's life was cut short in a brutal stabbing outside the Metro Bar in Sidcup, London. He was courageously defending his 17-year-old brother Jamie from an attacker wielding 2 kitchen knives. Following Knox's tragic death in 2008, his murderer, Carl Bishop, was apprehended and showed no remorse for his actions. Bishop was sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum term of 20 years before he could be considered for parole. Knox's untimely death sent shockwaves through his family and friends, and it left a profound impact on the film community, serving as a sobering reminder of the unexpected dangers that can arise in everyday life. Tara Correa McMullen. The short-lived career of Tara Correa McMullen is a heartbreaking example of life-mirroring art. The young actress gained recognition for her role as Graciela Reyes, a teenage gang member on Judging Amy, who yearned to turn her life around before meeting a tragic end in prison. In real life, Correa McMullen, at just 16 years old, had moved into her own apartment and seemed to be on a promising path in Hollywood. However, friends noticed a troubling change in her circle, and reports indicated that she had begun dating a man suspected to be involved with a gang. who was 10 years her senior, according to the Los Angeles Times. Unfortunately, this shift in her life led to a tragic conclusion when Correa McMullen was murdered in October 2005. While chatting with friends, she became the victim of a drive-by shooting, marking a heartbreaking end to a young life filled with potential. Her death not only shocked those who knew her, but also served as a painful reminder of the pervasive violence that can affect communities. Sammy Kcraft. Sammy Kcraft, known for her role in the 2005 remake of the beloved baseball classic Bad News Bears, was not only a promising young actor, but also a talented Junior Olympics competitor. Sadly, her career was cut short before it had the chance to fully blossom. At just 20 years old, Kcraft lost her life in a devastating car crash on October 9, 2012. The accident unfolded when her friend, 21-year-old Molly Kate Adams, was driving on Interstate 10 in Los Angeles. Their car collided with the back of a semi-truck and was then struck from behind by another vehicle. Kcraft was sitting in the passenger seat at the time and was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at Cedars Sinai Medical Center. Adams, who survived the crash, was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence, adding a tragic layer to an already heartbreaking event. Kcraft's untimely death shocked her friends and family and left a significant void in the entertainment community, where her talent and potential would be sorely missed. Brad Renfro. Brad Renfro was just a teenager when he caught the eye of director Joel Schumacher, who cast him in the 1994 film The Client. In that film, he shared the screen with acclaimed actors Susan Sarandon and Tommy Lee Jones, and the attention it garnered quickly propelled Renfro's career into high gear. He went on to star in several notable films of the 90s, including Disney's Tom and Huck and the critically acclaimed Sleepers in 1996. Despite his early success, Renfro faced significant challenges in trying to replicate the acclaim of his film debut, struggling with substance use issues that would haunt him throughout his career. In 1998, he was arrested for possession of cocaine and marijuana, which prompted him to seek sobriety. However, his battles with addiction continued, and he faced ongoing troubles well into the early 2000s. Renfro's life was cut short when he died from a heroin and morphine overdose at just 25 years old in January 2008. His death served as a heartbreaking reminder of the pressures and struggles that often accompany early fame in Hollywood, leaving behind a legacy of talent that was cut short far too soon. Jonathan Brandis. Jonathan Brandis's journey in the spotlight started incredibly early. By the time he was just 2 years old, he was already in front of the camera as a child model, landing commercial gigs and beginning his path in entertainment. When he was only 6, he secured his first acting role on One Life to Live, marking the start of a career that would capture the hearts of fans everywhere. By 17, Brandis had become a star, with memorable roles in The Never-Ending Story 2, The Next Chapter, and Stephen King's It miniseries. But it was his role as Lucas Wolinchak, the young genius on Sequest DSV, that made him a teen sensation and cemented his place as a 90s heartthrob. As he grew older, though, Brandis faced the all-too-common struggle of trying to transition from teen star to adult actor. Friends and family noticed the toll it was taking on him. He began drinking more and often voiced his frustrations about the direction his career was headed. Then, in November 2003, at just 27 years old, Brandis was found in a tragic state in his West Hollywood apartment. Despite rushed efforts to save him, he passed away from his injuries the next day, leaving his fans and loved ones to remember his talent and the legacy he left behind. Thank you for being a part of this emotional journey with us. If this video touched your heart, we'd love for you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more heartfelt stories, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Which story spoke to you the most? Let's come together to remember and celebrate these incredible young talents. Until next time, take care of yourselves and cherish every moment you have.
Hollywood isn't just about glamour and fame. Behind the scenes, some stars have committed horrifying acts that shocked the world. Today we're exposing the dark side of fame with the 20 most evil stars in Hollywood history. Get ready to uncover the sinister secrets behind some of the biggest names in entertainment. 1. O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson's name will forever be linked to one of the most infamous trials in history. The former NFL star and actor was accused of the brutal 1994 murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman. The trial captivated the world, and though he was acquitted of the charges in 1995, many still believe Simpson was guilty. The civil trial that followed found him liable for their deaths. His fall from grace is one of the darkest chapters in both sports and Hollywood history. O.J. Simpson's involvement in the entertainment industry added an extra layer of shock to his case. His career, including roles in the Naked Gun series and numerous television appearances, made him a household name before the trial. Despite the not guilty verdict, his image was tarnished forever, leaving a lasting stain on Hollywood's reputation. 2. Kevin Spacey. Once a celebrated actor and two-time Academy Award winner, Kevin Spacey's career came crashing down in 2017 when multiple allegations of sexual misconduct were brought against him. Spacey, best known for his roles in American Beauty and House of Cards, was accused by several men of inappropriate behavior, some dating back decades. As more allegations emerged, Spacey's Hollywood career quickly dissolved, leaving behind a legacy now marred by scandal and accusations. Spacey's downfall was part of the larger Dodger Me Too movement that swept through Hollywood. His behavior, once hidden behind his respected career, became a symbol of the abuse of power in the industry. Though he denied many of the accusations, Spacey's reputation never recovered, and his career remains in freefall. 3. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, once the highest paid actor on television for his role in 2.5 Men, spiraled into controversy with drug abuse, violent behavior, and shocking personal confessions. Sheen's public meltdown, in which he infamously claimed to have tiger blood and be winning, shocked fans and the industry. However, it was the revelations of his erratic and often abusive behavior behind the scenes, including domestic violence allegations, that cemented his reputation as one of Hollywood's most troubled stars. Charlie Sheen's career was marked by both incredible success and profound downfall. His self-destructive behavior played out in front of the media, turning him into a public spectacle. Beyond the wild antics, serious accusations of violence and misconduct created a darker image, one far removed from his days as a beloved sitcom star. 4. Roman Palansky. Renowned director Roman Palansky is as known for his brilliant filmmaking as he is for the scandal that has followed him for decades. In 1977, Palansky was charged with the statutory rape of a 13-year-old girl. He fled the United States before sentencing and has lived as a fugitive from U.S. justice ever since. Despite the horrific nature of his crime, Palansky has continued to work in the film industry, creating a lasting debate about the separation of art and artist. Palansky's ability to maintain a career despite such a serious crime raises difficult questions about the industry's priorities. His supporters argue for his artistic genius, while others condemn his evasion of justice. His story reflects Hollywood's long history of protecting its most powerful figures even in the face of horrific wrongdoing. 5. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, the once powerful film producer behind hits like Pulp Fiction and Shakespeare in Love, was at the center of one of Hollywood's biggest scandals. In 2017, dozens of women came forward accusing Weinstein of sexual harassment, assault, and rape. The revelation sparked the Me Too movement, forever changing Hollywood and exposing the systemic abuse of power by those at the top. Weinstein was eventually convicted and sentenced to 23 years in prison, marking a significant turning point in the industry. Weinstein's actions were an open secret in Hollywood for years, but it took the bravery of countless women to bring the truth to light. His fall from grace not only destroyed his career, but also exposed the toxic culture that allowed him to thrive unchecked for decades. His story became a symbol of the change that Hollywood so desperately needed. 6. Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney was one of Hollywood's most iconic stars, a leading figure during the golden age of cinema. Known for his energetic performances and boyish charm, he captured the hearts of audiences in films like Andy Hardy and National Velvet. His talent and charisma made him one of the most bankable actors of his time, especially during the 1930s and 1940s. To the public, Rooney represented the epitome of youthful innocence and wholesome American values. However, behind this glittering facade lay a more complex and troubling personal life that remained largely hidden from the spotlight. Rooney's private world was marred by a series of failed marriages. He was married 8 times, and accusations of abusive behavior. Over the years, several of his wives alleged that Rooney had a history of domestic violence and emotional abuse. These claims painted a stark contrast to the image of the carefree, lovable boy next door that he portrayed on screen. One of his ex-wives, Barbara Thomason, publicly spoke about Rooney's volatile temper, while other partners described him as controlling and manipulative. His frequent marital troubles were widely known, and despite his public persona of humor and affability, Rooney's personal relationships were often turbulent. These allegations have led some to question how much of his fame was built on a carefully crafted public image that masked a much darker reality behind closed doors. Although Mickey Rooney's legacy as a talented entertainer remains significant, these troubling aspects of his personal life have cast a long shadow over his reputation. The allegations of cruelty combined with his tumultuous marriages create a far more complicated and layered portrait of the star than the one most people remember from the screen. 7. R. Kelly. Though primarily known as a music icon, R. Kelly's connections to Hollywood and his entertainment empire made his long overdue downfall one of the most shocking scandals in recent years. After decades of accusations of sexual abuse and exploitation of young women and girls, Kelly was finally convicted in 2021 of racketeering and sex trafficking. His decades-long abuse was shielded by his fame and power, making his crimes all the more horrifying. R. Kelly's case illustrates the dark side of celebrity, where powerful figures can evade justice for years. His crimes, which affected so many vulnerable people, were covered up by his inner circle and ignored by the entertainment industry for far too long. His conviction was a major step in holding predators in the industry accountable. 8. Fatty Arbuckle. One of Hollywood's earliest scandals involves silent film star Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle, whose career was destroyed by accusations of raping and accidentally killing actress Virginia Rapp in 1921. Although Arbuckle was eventually acquitted after multiple trials, the damage was done. Hollywood and the media vilified him, and his career never recovered, making him one of the first stars to fall from grace in the industry's history. Arbuckle's trial marked the beginning of Hollywood's complicated relationship with scandal and cover-ups. Though he was found innocent, the media frenzy and public condemnation were too overwhelming for his career to survive. His story remains one of the earliest examples of how Hollywood scandals can destroy even the brightest of stars. 9. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, once considered America's dad for his role on The Cosby Show, was revealed to be a serial predator in one of the most shocking revelations in television history. Dozens of women came forward accusing Cosby of drugging and assaulting them over the course of decades. In 2018, Cosby was convicted of sexual assault and sentenced to prison, shattering his once pristine image and exposing the dark truth about a beloved figure. Cosby's fall was one of the most devastating in Hollywood's history, as it revealed the extent to which powerful men could exploit their positions of trust and authority. His conviction represented a major victory for the women who had fought for years to hold him accountable, and it became a symbol of the changing tides in Hollywood. 10. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's fall from grace was as dramatic as his rise to stardom. Known for iconic roles in films like Braveheart and Lethal Weapon, Gibson's reputation took a nosedive after a series of highly publicized incidents. In 2006, Gibson was arrested for DUI, during which he launched into a shocking anti-Semitic rant that was caught on tape. This, along with later allegations of domestic abuse, transformed him from a Hollywood hero to a pariah. Gibson's downward spiral was a sobering reminder of how personal demons can destroy even the most celebrated careers. While he has attempted to make a comeback in recent years, the shadow of his past actions continues to loom over his legacy. His story is one of Hollywood's most striking examples of how quickly fame can turn to infamy. 11. Tippi Hedren. Tippi Hedren may be best known for her roles in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds and Marnie, but her dark experiences behind the scenes revealed a chilling side of one of Hollywood's most iconic directors. Hedren has publicly spoken about the intense psychological abuse and sexual harassment she endured from Hitchcock, which derailed her career after she refused his advances. Hitchcock's treatment of Hedren, though not widely known for decades, remains one of the most sinister cases of power abuse in Hollywood's golden age. Despite the trauma she faced, Tippi Hedren remains a symbol of resilience, continuing to work in Hollywood and becoming an advocate for animal rights. Her story has served as a powerful reminder of the toxic environments many actresses have had to navigate in the industry. 12. Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder's arrest for shoplifting in 2001 shocked fans and the entertainment industry alike. Ryder, a beloved actress known for her roles in films like Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands, was caught stealing thousands of dollars worth of designer clothes. The incident tarnished her image, and Ryder struggled to regain her footing in Hollywood for years afterward. While not as sinister as some of the other stars on this list, the shoplifting scandal showcased a darker side of celebrity entitlement and mental health struggles. Ryder's career eventually saw a resurgence with her role in Stranger Things, but her arrest remains a defining moment in her public narrative. Many still wonder what led the once iconic star to such a self-destructive act. 13. Armie Hammer. In early